Welcome to Heavy Metal Monday. Hey, it's Coach Rick Caprileone coming to you here live from Varsity House Gym. I hope you enjoyed my last video. If you have any questions or comments about the last video, please send them in. Today, I want to take some time talking about 3 of the main overhead press variations that we do here at the gym and ones that I utilize a lot in my own personal training. And that is 1, the strict press, 2, the push press, and 3, the push jerk. Today I'm going to bring in a special guest, George Carsonis. He's a guy who's been training with me and the rest of our strongman crew, for the last year. He's going to help me out with this lift. I would be normally performing it to myself, but like I said from the last video, I wound up 2 months ago tearing my left bicep. I had bicep surgery about 2 months ago. I'm in the process of recovering. So my man George here is going to help me out. I'm going to talk up the lift while he does it and about some of the key points that you need to know while doing it. Make sure that you stay tuned for the end of the show. I'm going to give you my new heavy metal song of the week. Okay, so we're going to get started with our first overhead press variation, and that's going to be the strict press. Okay, before I start talking about it, I'm going to let George perform a couple reps. Okay, so with the strict press, we can see, with this variation, he had no leg drive whatsoever, In the strict press, the legs are shoulder width, No leg drive, there is no bend in the knee. This is just a shoulder driving movement, Heavy on the triceps as well. Now, for him and my other training partner, Tommy Yanuzzi, he's another head strength coach, with Crank Athletes, with Crank Systems Gym in Nutley. He, performed his strict press like George, very linear, There is not much of a lean back. They stay very straight and straight up, For me, when I do it, I have a little bit more of a push out, like an incline bench, and then I come back in. So there's a couple different variations that you could use with the strict press. Neither one of them is right or wrong. It's just what works better for you, While performing the strict press, and like you'll see in the other 2 versions next, in the overhead press, you want to make sure that your head is getting through the bar. So he gets a high shelf with the bar, The bar is nice and high under the chin, and as high as he can put it on his neck, Stays nice and tight and strong, pushes through, and then gets that head through to make the lift easier. The next lift that we're going to perform is the push press. Take it away, George. Okay, so with that lift, the push press, you can tell now he has knee drive, He has leg power in this rep, But it's one continuous motion, Unlike the next one we're going to show, which is a double knee bend. With the push press, everything is the same setup as your strict press, but the only thing now you're trying to do is involve more legs, There are some individuals, who are going to be better at the push press than they are at this push jerk that we'll see in a couple seconds. We got to make sure though with the push press, that your leg drive isn't too minimal and you're trying to drive as hard as you can in one continuous motion. When I start here with the bar, I'm going to sit back, bend, and we want to stay on the heels, drive through in one continuous motion, and finish to the top where the bar is right in place with the top of our head. The next exercise that George is going to do is the push jerk, and this is a double knee bend. So George, hit it. Awesome. So with the push jerk, double knee bend. So you saw he had his first knee bend was the deceleration coming down. As he popped it up, he caught it again with a second knee bend. okay? So push jerking requires 2 knee bends. It's the hardest overhead press to teach, okay? Now, this weight is really light for George. He's a 350-pound overhead presser. So sometimes with the lighter weight, it's almost harder to execute when you have a 300-pound press. So I appreciate George's help. Okay, now, when you guys are performing the push jerk, okay, you're gonna be able to definitely hit more weight than you can in either the push press or the strict press, okay? So if we were gonna go in order of how much weight you can lift, the strict press will be the least amount of weight, the push press will be the second, and the push jerk, if you execute it the right way, you'll be able to push more weight than you will on either one of those 2. Okay, I hope you enjoyed these 3 variations of the overhead press. Stay tuned next for my heavy metal song of the week. Okay, so before we get to my edition of my heavy metal song of the week, I hope that you enjoyed last week's edition. I hope you were able to go check that song out. A really killer song. All right, one time I want to say appreciate George coming in for your help. Thank you very much. All right, my heavy metal song this week, okay, is from a band called Slipknot. If you've been in the heavy metal world and you've been listening to heavy metal for a long time, you should definitely know these guys. Okay? A couple months ago, they came out with a new album called The .5 Gray Chapter. Okay? In my personal opinion, it was one of their best albums ever. I didn't really know how it was going to go because they lost a member who passed away, a part of their group. Plus, they also lost their drummer, Joey Jordan, who, in my opinion, is one of the best drummers in the country. But they wound up making a really killer album. It's this song that you're going to hear is one of the best songs I ever heard Slipknot do. I know it's George's personal favorite. It's his go-to lifting song all the time. And the song is called The Devil and I. Okay? Also, it's a really cool video. So if you have an opportunity to check out the video, it's really good. Okay? If you have a comment about this song or the lift that I showed you today, please let me know, send it in. Hit the like button on the bottom if you like what you saw, and check us out at Varsity House Gym, and I'll see you next week. Until then, stay heavy.